Retirement. For a lot of men, it's supposed to be the reward after 40 or 50 years of working. But instead of looking forward to retirement, many blokes are now wondering whether they'll ever actually enjoy it. The bills keep climbing and the cost of housing keeps rising. Power bills, groceries, insurance, everything seems to go up, and that feeling that you're finally getting ahead continues to evade you. So more and more men are asking a simple question. What if retirement could actually feel like living again? For thousands, that answer has been Southeast Asia. Not because it's perfect, no place is, but because life can become surprisingly simple again. The first reason is obvious. Your money stretches further. For many men, retirement in the West becomes an exercise in watching the bank balance instead of enjoying the life they've worked so hard to build. Every bill seems to take a bigger bite. Groceries, power, insurance, rates. By the time the month's over, there's often not much money left, if any at all. In much of Southeast Asia, it's a different story. Many retirees discover they can afford a comfortable home, eat out whenever they feel like it, hire a bit of help around the house, travel locally, and still have money left to enjoy the little things that make life worth living. For the first time in years, your money isn't just keeping you alive. It's giving you the freedom to actually live. The second reason is the pace. Life slows down. And after years of racing the clock, that can be one of the biggest changes of all. You stop measuring your days by meetings, deadlines, traffic jams, and the never-ending rush to get somewhere. Morning coffee isn't something you drink with one hand while checking your watch. It's something you actually sit down and enjoy. The markets are already alive before the sun gets too high. People stop to chat. Neighbors smile as you walk past. The ocean doesn't care what day it is, and neither does the gentle rhythm of everyday life. Before long, you notice something changing. Your heart rate slows. Your shoulders relax. The pressure you've carried for decades begins to fade. And somehow, without even realizing it, you start slowing down with it. Third, the weather. It might sound like a small thing, but living in a warm climate can completely change the way you spend your days. Instead of being stuck indoors through long winters or counting the hours until the weather improves, you're drawn outside almost without thinking. You walk along the waterfront, you sit under the shade with a coffee, you take a swim, explore a local market, or simply watch the sun come up over the ocean. Being active stops feeling like exercise. It just becomes part of everyday life. And after years of spending so much of your life inside offices, factories, trucks, or workshops, there's something incredibly refreshing about waking up knowing that almost every day invites you outdoors. Sometimes the biggest improvements in life aren't the expensive ones. Sometimes it's as simple as opening the front door and wanting to step outside. The fourth reason is something many men never expect: the people. One of the things many retirees talk about isn't the beaches or the cost of living. It's how people make them feel. In much of Southeast Asia, there's still time for conversation. Neighbors wave as you walk by. The lady at the local cafe remembers how you like your coffee. The bloke at the market asks how you've been. People smile not because they have to, but because that's simply part of everyday life. After years of feeling like just another face in the crowd, those small moments begin to matter to you. And you really notice it. Number 5, experiences become affordable again. For many retirees in the West, even a simple day out can feel like something you have to budget for. You start asking yourself, can I really afford it? Before you've even left the house. In much of Southeast Asia, those little experiences become part of everyday life again. A ferry ride to a nearby island, lunch overlooking the ocean, fresh seafood caught that morning, a quiet coffee along the boulevard as the world drifts by, an afternoon drive through the mountains with nowhere in particular to be. You stop saving for birthdays, anniversaries, and special occasions. Because when everyday life becomes affordable, every day has the chance to feel a little bit special. And perhaps that's what retirement was supposed to feel like all along. Number 6, every week still holds the promise of adventure. One of the greatest gifts of living in Southeast Asia is that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars or fly halfway across the world to discover somewhere new. Sometimes the next island is just an hour away by ferry. Sometimes a winding mountain road leads to a hidden cafe, a waterfall, or a view you've never seen before. Sometimes the best day you'll have all month costs little more than half a tank of fuel and a good cup of coffee. There's always another beach, another village, another market, another road waiting to be explored. Retirement stops feeling like you're counting down the days. Instead, you start looking forward to them. Because when there's always somewhere new to discover, life stays interesting, and so do you. And finally, perhaps the biggest reason of all, a fresh beginning. Too many men see retirement as the final chapter. The years when the phone rings a little less, people stop asking for your help, and the role you've spent a lifetime building slowly fades away. But maybe retirement was never meant to be an ending. Maybe it's an opportunity to begin again, to wake up somewhere that still sparks your curiosity, to meet new people, discover places you've never seen, and learn that you're capable of far more than simply filling in the days. You're still walking new roads, still laughing with friends over a cold beer, still making memories instead of just remembering them. Moving somewhere new isn't about running away from the life you've lived. It's about giving yourself permission to write another chapter. And if you've spent 40 or 50 years working hard, raising a family, paying the bills, and putting everyone else first, maybe you've earned the chance to make the years you have left the very best of your life. Now, a quick reality check. Southeast Asia isn't for everyone. Healthcare, visas, language, culture, and being a long way from family are all things that deserve serious thought. Every country is different, and every man's circumstances are different. This isn't a decision to make because some bloke on YouTube says it's the answer. It's a decision to research carefully, visit more than once, and ask yourself what kind of life you really want. But if you've spent 40 or 50 years working hard, paying the mortgage, raising a family, putting everyone else's needs ahead of your own, then you've earned the chance to choose a retirement that's about more than simply getting by. Your retirement shouldn't be about surviving from one month to the next. It should be about waking up with something to look forward to, about having the time to breathe, the freedom to explore, and the opportunity to enjoy the years you've worked so hard to earn. After decades of giving your best years to work, there's no reason to believe your best years are already behind you. They may actually just be waiting for you somewhere that you haven't looked yet.